Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. It's been a long time since I made a video, but life kind of got in the way for the past few months, but I'm back today with this cute mini shaker card using some Time for Tea Designs products. I'm using this set called the Takeout Coffee set, I think it's called. I'll link it below. And it's really cute. I've been hoping to make something with it for a while, but only just got around to it. So I'm just showing you here all the different dies that make up the set. You've got the coffee cup and the little cardboard holder, a cute little stitched heart that you can use to decorate it there. You've got two different options for the lid. You've got the domed lid and the kind of standard traditional lid. And then you've got some whipped cream and even some marshmallows and a little tag for if you decide to make a cup of tea instead of coffee. So lots of lovely options there. I'll definitely be using this set again in future to make some variations. What I've decided for this particular card is that I'd quite like it to be in pastel colours. So I've pulled some cardstock from my stash, which I think is Vanilla by Lawn Fawn, and a couple of Concord and Ninth colours, Ballet Slipper and Aqua Sky. And I thought it might be fun to make the little coffee cup into a mini shaker to sit on the front of the card. So I've just grabbed my Simple Circles nesting dies, again from Time for Tea Designs, and I'm finding one that is about the right size to go in the middle of the coffee cup as his little tummy. So I've taken that off camera and just die cut that. And now I'm going to get on with making it into a shaker. So traditionally what I would do with a shaker is to use acetate, but keeping with the kind of soft pastel theme that I was going for here, I thought it might be nice actually to use some vellum. So I'm just checking here to see whether you can actually see through the vellum and to see the shaker bits inside, because I don't want it to be completely obscured, otherwise obviously there's no point in it being a shaker. So I've grabbed the clay hearts that I'm planning on using. Again, these are Time for Tea Designs rainbow coloured clay hearts, and I'm just checking to see whether you can see those through the vellum, which I'm quite happy with how much you can see there, and it's in keeping with the kind of soft pastel-y vibe of the card that I'm going for. So again, off screen, I've just cut a little scrap of that vellum, and I'm gluing it with liquid glue to the back of my coffee cup, taking care not to use too much glue or to glue it too close to the shaker window, because obviously you don't want it spilling out of the shaker window. So I've flipped the coffee cup over and I am just assembling the other parts now, again with just a small amount of liquid glue. I'm quite pleased with the colours that I've chosen. Actually, I think it's coming together quite nicely in those different pastel tones. But equally, I love that you could mix it up for any occasion, any time of the year. Use kind of autumnal shades for your pumpkin spice lattes or reds and greens for Christmas drinks. Now, the next thing I've decided to do is to make this coffee cup into a little character. So I've pulled out a couple of my stamp sets that I've got little faces, and in the end I've decided to go with a smiley face with the big eyes from the Let Spoon stamp set. I'm just popping it on in place there, or trying to, because it's quite small and keeps sticking to my fingers. And then I'm picking it up with an acrylic block and inking it up with VersaFine black ink, which is my favourite black ink for details. And I've just stamped out a couple on the side to make sure I was getting good coverage before I went ahead and put the one on my actual coffee cup. So next I'm making the shaker, and I've grabbed these thin foam strips. I think they're from Tailored Expressions, and they're brilliant because they really are quite narrow, so they make it really easy to do small shakers like this. So I've done all around the edge of the coffee cup, and then I'm doing around the edge of the window as well, so there's a smaller space that I'll need to fill in with the clay hearts. Just removing the backing paper there, and then I will fill that centre bit in with the shaker filling. By the way, I'm really sorry if you can hear any drilling in the background. It's my husband outside doing some DIY. I've been quite generous with the shaker filling there because it's a vellum window. it's not as obvious, so I wanted to include some more so that the recipient, does get that shaker effect. And then to complete the window, I've die cut a second of the coffee cup dies from the set and stuck it to the back of the shaker window to seal it all in. The next thing I did was take one of those slim dies that were used to create the lid of the coffee cup, and I've cut another one out of the soft pink card to match the heart in the middle, and I've stuck that on to be used as a straw. So now it's time to turn the shaker cup into a full card, and I'll be honest with you, I filmed a much longer video than this because I couldn't decide what to do for my background on my card at all. I actually made 2 other backgrounds using stencils, the coffee bean stencil from Time for Tea Designs, which I love, but I really wanted a clean and simple look, and I just didn't like how it was working with my little coffee cup. So in the end, I've decided to keep it really clean and simple and just use a white background. So I've stamped the sentiment "Love You a Latte" from one of the other coffee themed sets, and again I'll put the full details below. And then I'm just popping the coffee cup up above it. So I'm using liquid glue to attach the coffee cup, and then a bit of the same foam tape behind the lid and the straw to make sure that they're all at the same level. Then I'm flipping my card panel over and I'm just adding some foam tape to the back because I love dimension. And I'm going to add the whole thing to a soft grey card base, again just keeping it quite neutral and clean and simple, so the real focus of the card is on that little shaker coffee cup in the centre. So I'm actually really pleased with how clean and simple that is, but I've decided one thing that I will do is to pull out some of the pink hearts from the shaker filling, and I'll add those on just as one small embellishment and to pick out the kind of detail in the centre. So I'm just grabbing those with my pickup tool, which is nothing fancy. It's something I've had for years. I think it's made by Dovecraft and it still works brilliantly for me. So again, if I can find a link to that, I'll pop that down below. And then I'm just using some liquid glue. I think this one's from My Favourite Things, to adhere those little clay hearts in place. And that is it. Clean and simple, very cute shaker coffee card. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll join me again soon.